Let's pick it up, Reverend Jealous, with the understanding that, at least a rumor, that you and Mark Morial of the National Urban League met with President Obama. Can you share with us a little bit of that conversation?
Sure. First and foremost, I was there to thank him. This time, well, February of last year, we were in there to meet with the president, and one of the things I asked for was for them to ensure, and follow me here, that every federally funded job is posted at every federally funded job center.
Yes.
At the time, as is presently, only 10 to 30% of the federally funded jobs in your area are visible at your local one-stop center. But right now, because of the president and his leadership, for the first time we have a regulation moving through that we expect to pass that will require every federally funded job to be posted at every federally funded job center. The issue has been that contractors haven't been required to post. So now they will be required to post.
That was the gist of it.
Yeah, that was and it's important because when you don't post the jobs, people actually hire more slowly because it's harder to find the talent.
Yes.
And the country recovers more slowly. But it also enhances discrimination. Because when people don't post a job and they pass it out through their social network, you ain't in the social network, you ain't
in
about
exactly
the job. We were also there, obviously, to talk about the frustrations in our community with persistently high unemployment rates and what we could do together with the administration. We all know there are obstructionists in Congress who will keep any sort of big jobs bill from getting through right now. That's just the reality. But there's lots of things that we can do and the administration can do. I'll tell you about two of them. One, the administration has started a new program called Strong Cities, Strong Communities.
Yes.
And that program, they're sending in teams, as many as 20 people, from the administration to work on site in cities like Chester, Pennsylvania. And all those of us who drive them down 95 know how
no Chester.
Chester is.
Right, yes.
Cleveland, Ohio, New Orleans, Louisiana, Detroit, helping them maximize their access to federal funds to turn things around in their city. We also got a commitment from the president.
Yes.
To deal not just with employment discrimination 1.0, he's been doing a beautiful job in rebuilding the Civil Rights Department and and rebuilding the EEOC, and the Civil Rights Commission, all of which have been virtually dismantled by President Bush. But also dealing with employment discrimination 2.0. So 1.0 is racism, gender, so forth. 2.0 are all those things that tend to encase the others, and also lock out lots of poor whites. Discrimination because you were in prison once. Discrimination.
Kind of the formerly incarcerated.
Yes. So against formerly incarcerated people.
Yes.
Discrimination because you have a low credit score. Now how exactly are you supposed to improve your credit score if we won't let you work?
Yes,
right. Discrimination because you've been long-term unemployed. Well, again, how is that going to change unless we let you have a job? And of course, all these things tend to be related. Formerly incarcerated people tend to be out of work longer, tend to have depressed credit scores. So they clear one hurdle and they come up against two more. And people who have been long-term unemployed tend to have low credit scores and so forth. So, and as we all know, credit scores at the end of the day are tied to wealth, and wealth in this country is really tied to race. Black folks come in with a net worth, if they're lucky, of zero. Sometimes it's negative. White folks come in with an average of about $80,000. So, we got his commitment for multi-agency cooperation to work on going after those issues.
Wonderful. You talk about credit score. What about this nation's credit score at the debt ceiling, August the 2nd?
Well, of course. I mean, that really was the context and the urgency for the conversation. We got a commitment from the president that he would defend the structure of all the programs. And one of the things folks down south especially are concerned about is that a lot of governors want to see Medicaid block granted. Well, think about that, right?
Yes.
If you just give the money to the governors, they spend it on your poor folks' health, we don't know what they're going to spend. We had to sue the governor in Mississippi because we sent him a big block grant to help renters after Katrina, and he used it to build a port. You know what I'm saying? So they may not even use it for the same group. I mean, until we sue them and compel them.
Yes.
So we got his commitment that not only would he not block grant it, but he wouldn't agree to any massive changes in the amount of discretion so that the federal government can still safeguard the rights of poor people to have access to health care in states where their own governors won't.